Hello everyone, myself Ashish Desai, Assistant Professor, Mechanical Department. Today we are going to discuss here unit number 4, Fluid Dynamics. So in that session we will discuss regarding the construction principle and working of orifice meter. Also we will discuss in that session pitot tube and its numericals. So first of all we look at the working of orifice meter. So already we discussed regarding the venturi meter. So the principle behind the orifice and venturi meter is the same. So here we can reduce the area of cross section and then we get the pressure difference, and then this pressure difference will give the discharge. So this is the uh, pipe, and here we are providing the orifice plate. So this is called as orifice plate, and this is called as small hole. So that small hole is called as orifice. So this orifice plate is fixed at a section, and here we can create a obstacle or can say obstruction only by opening of small hole. That small hole is called as orifice. So that can carry the liquid, and we can measure the rate of flow because of this plate that is called as orifice plate. So here the pressure drop is takes place because of the obstruction, as well as this pipe has having small hole, that is small opening. So that pressure different, or can say pressure drop, becomes a major rate of flow. This is regarding the principle, and here the orifice plate, or you can say orifice meter, is used for measure the rate of flow. So same principle is there. Also the orifice is having different applications, so we'll discuss in that session. So as you know that the advantages and disadvantage of orifice meter. So advantage is the simply to use, low cost, only we attach this orifice plate over here, so that's why no need for recalibrations, precision instrument. So this is regarding the advantages. Disadvantage is maintenance. Then long installation is 2D 20 diameter to 30 diameters. Only it is applicable, and poor accuracy. So this is the major drawback of orifice. So this is regarding the orifice meter advantage and disadvantages. Now we will discuss regarding the construction of orifice meter. So this is the orifice plate. That means a small opening we have provided over here. So this is actually pipe is there, and here we have provided orifice plate. So this is a pipe plate actually there, and here the this streamlines will be in a that is compacted manner, and this creates a formation, that is eddy formations. So as you know that this is used for, this is rate of flow. It is cheaper device as compared to ventimeter, because ventimeter is having three sections: conversion, diversion, throat. So this manufacturing ability is manufacturing is difficult, but in case of orifice plate it is simple. That's why it is cheaper, and it also works on the same principle of ventimeter. It is consisting with circular plate. So this is circular plate, and which is small hole, that is called as orifice, and which is concentric with this pipe. So this is the major impact. Then this orifice diameter is especially 0.5 times the diameter of pipe. So diameter is about 0.5, and it may be vary about zero point 0.4 to zero point 0.8. So this is regarding the applications. So this is regarding the orifice meter. So it gives approximate values of that discharge. Now we'll discuss regarding the derivation regarding the orifice meter. So with the help of the Bernoulli's theorem, we will discuss, and after simplification of this Bernoulli's theorem, we will get the orifice relation, that is Q actual. So how to calculate Q actual and Q theoretical. So we'll discuss in this relation, or can say in that derivations. So first of all, we consider this section 1 and section 2. Section 1 is considered for pipe diameter, and section is 2 at considered for the orifice plate. So this is section 1 and section 2, it is clearly mentioned, and this point 1 and 2 we attach here differential manometer. So here water is flowing to this pipe, and in this manometer we are considering this manometric liquid, that is mercury. So this is the construction. Now we'll discuss regarding the distances, that is about 0.5 to 2 meter times the pipe diameter. So regarding the orifice plate. Now we know that the pressure P1 at the section 1. So this is section 1 here. So we'll discuss regarding section 1. After that we discuss section 2. So in section first, that is P1 at section 1. V1 is the velocity at section 1. A1, that is small a1, is called for area of pipe. and P2 V2 A2, that is implemented for section 2, that is the for orifice. Okay, then apply Bernoulli's theorem for section 1 and 2. So as similar to the Venturi method, we apply for this section 1 and section 2. So as you know that section 1 we can go for Bernoulli, that is P1 by rho g plus V1 square by 2g plus Z1 is equal to P2 by rho g plus V2 square by 2g plus Z2. So after that we simplifications, we can consider the P1 by rho g plus Z1. We can we can say that is the complete that simplifications. We get the P1 by rho g plus Z1. We can integrate back at minus. So minus means P2 by rho g is minus and plus Z2. So we can take minus Z2 on that side. That's why minus we can take common. And V2 square by 2g as it is, V1 square minus on that side. That's why minus is there. So this is the relation after simplification. So this whole Z1 Z2 is same because pipe is horizontal. So we can cancel out and only remain about P1 by rho g instead of P2 by rho g instead of current H, because this H is called as a height. So this is head, or you can say potential head. So this H you can write as a V2 square by 2g minus V1 square by 2g. So this is called as H, that is the potential head, already we discussed. So the same in principle we write over here. So after simplification, that 2gh is common. So 2gh gone on that side. So equation becomes 2gh v2 square minus v1 square. So after that v2 is equal to v1 square is on that side, and after take we can take square root because v2 is required. That's why you can say v2 is equal to root 2gh plus v1 square. That is equation number 1. So after simplification of Bernoulli's theorem, we will get this relation. So this is Bernoulli, that is orifice. So here orifice plate is there, and here we can say that water is flowing through this pipe, and here the sharp edged that hole is called as orifice. Okay, so here we consider for section 2 at A2. So here we know that the water lines will be stretching, or after stretching it get compressed, and after that it can be releasing. That area is called as vena contracta. So this area is called as vena contracta. If A0 is called as the area of orifice, so A1 is called area of pipe, and A0, that is A0, A0 is called as area of orifice. Okay, so we know that the contraction, that is coefficient of contraction, that is CC, is equal to A2 upon A0. A2 means your actual area and A0 means theoretical area, because A0, that A0 is nothing but orifice area, and actual that is the A2 size here. So this area we can compare with this. This A2 means actual area and A0 means theoretical area. A0 means orifice area. Okay. So after solution, we get the A2 is equal to A0 upon A0 into CC. So this A2 we can take as a second equation. So this is CC means already we discussed, this is coefficient of contraction. Why we can use? Because here the vena contracta is formation is there. Vena contracta means here the lines will be compressed at this single point. So that point is called as vena contracta, and after it releasing, it gives major discharge, or you can say major lines of streamlines will be follows. So this is regarding the vena contracta. And here equation 1 and equation 2 will get after this, the equation number 1 and 2. First of all, we discuss this continued equation a1 v1 is equal to a2 v2. After that, v1 is equal to a2 by a1 into v2, and this use the instead of a2. So this instead of a2 we can put as a0 cc, because already here mentioned that a2 is equal to a0 into cc, because a0 is equal to a2 cc. So this transfer is there. So after transformation, we will get the value of A2 is equal to A0 Cc. A0 Cc. So this A2 value we can put into the continued equation. So actually this is continued equation. V1 is equal to this one, and up the previous value, that is A2, we can put A0 Cc. So after that we can get the equation number 3. Okay. So this is from equation 2. So after that equation to this 3, that is actually value V1, we can, that is equation number 3, we can put into the equation number 1. So as you know, equation number 1 is, so this is equation number 1, that is V2 2gh plus V1 square. So here we can put the value of V1. Okay, so here we put the value of V1 in case of equation number 2. After putting this equation number 1 is V2 is equal to 2gh plus V1 square. So we put here value V1. So instead of V1, we can write this value A naught Cc upon A1 into V2. So after putting this value, we will get the values of V2 square. After squaring on both sides, we get the V2 square is equal to 2gh plus A naught upon A1 square Cc square V2 square. We take the square root of this side, then we can get these values. So V2 square, okay, square root is we can remove it. So after squaring square root of this V2 square root is equal to 2gh A naught upon A1 bracket square Cc square into V2 square. So after that we can transform this term, that means V2 square, and this term we can transfer on that side and common of this V2 square. So we get the value of 1 minus A naught upon A1 square, that bracket square Cc square is equal to 2gh. Okay, so after that we can transform on that side. So V2 square is equal to 2gh upon this value. After that we can take square root of this, so that's why it becomes V2 is equal to root 2gh upon square root of 1 minus A naught upon A1 bracket square Cc square. So this is the value of the V2. So after relation for Q is equal to A2 V2. A2 means area of orifice. Instead of A2 can write A naught, because area of orifice we are considered here 0. That's why I can say A is or A0. So V2 as it is, and instead of A2 we can write A naught Cc. Okay, so A2 is equal to A naught Cc. A naught is equal to area of orifice and Cc is coefficient of contraction. So already we discussed regarding the A2. So after putting this value of the V2, so actually we have to put the value of the equation number 4. So here I consider here that value is the Cc square. So Cc square is on that side. Okay, so we can take 2gh. Cc square is as on that sides. A naught Cc. So here we consider V2 value. So V2 we can consider directly. So this is value we can put over here. Okay, so that equation becomes Cc. So this is the equation number 4, and this is your finalized equation. So this is the relation for Cc. Actually Cc means coefficient of contraction. That's why we know that coefficient of contraction is formula is like this. So after putting this Cc in equation number 4, Cc value you can put here, and after value of Cc putting, Cc of the putting, after that cancellation of this takes place. This is a V2 value. You can put the here, this is original value, and Cc value you can put over here. Okay, again I repeat, see this is the formulation, that is V2. I know that V2 is equal to A naught Cc into root 2gh divided by square root of 1 minus A naught upon A1 square by Cc square. This is equation number 4. Because A2 value is given to you, that is A naught Cc. Okay, so we put here A naught value, A2 value is there, this of this A naught. Okay, now after putting this value, this is your main formulation, that is equation number 4. Okay, so this Cc is coefficient of contraction. So this coefficient of contraction formula is ready, because this is already we calculated. This Cc we can put over here, this Cc and this Cc. So we replace by Cc this value and this value. After cancellation of this value, we get the value of Q is equal to Cd A naught root 2gh divided by square root of 1 minus A naught square A1 square. So after cross section of this, crossing of this A1 square minus A naught square root of A1 square go to upper side, that value becomes Cd A naught A1 root 2gh divided by square root of A1 square minus A naught square. So this is equation, that is the final equation for orifice meter. So only here the terms related with first is, in case of orifice meter, for derivation is Bernoulli's theorem. After simplification we get the equation number 1. As we know that the stretching, or you can say after stretching, after this compressing this line upstream, it can expand it, so that point is called as coefficient of contraction. So we know that relation. After that relation we get the equation number 2. So only we have transferred this value, and then we go for the content equation. So this is the equation number 2. Then we can put the value of A2, A1, then V2. So here we put the value of A2 from equation number 2. So equation number 2 is this one. We put the value of A0 Cc. A0 Cc we put here, and this value will in this of V1. So this is V1. We put into equation number 1. So this value V1, we put this equation number 1. Okay, instead of this V1, put the value of V1 over here, and this V1 we get the value of V2 clearly. After simplification, we will get the V2 square. After that, you can get square root of this. Then we get the value of V2, that is final equation after solution. And then Cc value is known to you. Already we discussed in previous chapters. This Cc value we can put in terms of here. And after simplification, this bracket and this bracket cancelled out and remain only this one. So actually this after solution, because a1 square a0 square, after solution this, the final equation is this CD a0 a1. CD is coefficient of discharge, Q is equal to Q actual, A1 is equal to area of throat, and H is equal to pressure difference. So this is the formulation. Then next, first of all, we'll discuss regarding the problem number 1. Okay, so already we know that the orifice here, that is having two diameters. Orifice diameter is 10 centimeter and inserted in 20 centimeter diameter. 10 centimeter diameter means orifice is having 10 and pipe is having 20. The pressure gauge is fitted at the upstream and downstream of the orifice meter. It gives the reading of 19.62 Newton per centimeter square and 9.81 Newton per centimeter square respectively. The coefficient of discharge for the orifice meter is given as 0.6. So here the coefficient of discharge for orifice is 0.6. So always remember that coefficient of discharge is less than 1. So for case of venturi, it should be 0.96 to 0.98. In case of orifice meter, it is about 0.6. So here find the discharge, that is Q actual, because it is not mentioned theoretical discharge. So we consider directly it is actual discharge. So given data is there, D naught is, that is D naught means diameter of orifice, that is 10 centimeter. D1 is equal to 20 centimeter, that is diameter of pipe. So CD is known to you, that is 0.96. Sorry, 0.6 is about orifice meter. So put the value of A1 is equal to P1 is also known to you, that is 9.62. P2 is also known to you, that is 9.81 Newton per centimeter square. So first of all, we calculate the area for A0. Then A0 is up to this mark. A2, A1, sorry, A1 pi over 4 D1 square. Put the D1 value, that is 20 square, and then we get the value of A1. So this P1 is equal to 9.62 into 10 raised to 4 Newton per meter square, 9.81 into 10 raised to 4 Newton per meter square. So we know that P1 by rho g is equal to, so P1 by rho g is equal to P2 by rho g, because this value gives the H. That's why we write P1 by rho g and P2 by rho g. P1 is known to you, rho g is unknown. So after putting this value, we get the 20 meter of water. Similarly, we can put here and then 9.81 into 10 raised to 4 and 1000 G 9.81. So this value is given to you, that is P1 by P2 rho g. H is, as we know that H is equal to P1 by rho g minus P2 by rho g. So we can put H is equal to P1 by rho g minus P2 by rho g. So 20 you can put, 10 is you can put, and then we get the value of H. So this H value we can put into the Q actual. Okay, so H is about 10, A0 is 78.54, A1 is 300.14, CD is 0.6. Okay, so after putting this, this is all in terms of centimeters. So we put the 10 meter into 1000 centimeters. So convert, after this conversion, we put the value of, because this is the formula for theoretical, theoretical and actual combination of this formula. So that is Q actual is equal to CD into A0 A1 square root of A1 square minus A0 square root 2 GH. Here this is actual discharge. So we put the value of Q instead of CD 0.6. A1 is about 78, A1 is 314, and H is 1000. So after putting this value, Q we can get the Q value. So this is about 68,213.28 centimeter cube per second. So this is the value for discharge. The next problem, number 2, an orifice meter with orifice is diameter is 15 centimeters. So next problem is there. So 15 centimeter that is did not is given to you. Diameter of pipe is 30 centimeter. Pressure difference is measured by mercury oil. Differential manometer on the two sides of the orifice meter gives a reading of 50 centimeter of mercury. Find the rate of flow of oil of specific value is 0.9 when the coefficient of discharge of orifice meter is 0.64. So first of all, we calculate the given data. So given data is d1 naught is equal to 15 centimeter. Then d1 is 30 centimeter. So already mentioned here d1 and d naught. Then pressure difference is measured between 2 sides is 50 centimeter. So x is given to you. CD is 0.64, x is 50 centimeter. So x is 50 centimeter, CD is 0.64. After that, rate of flow of oil. So here oil is flowing 0.9. So S naught is 0.9. Then discharge is 3.64. Okay. Then here we calculate for A naught and A1. That's why A naught is equal to 4 D naught square. So A naught is equal to 15 square and 50 is because D naught is 15 centimeter. So after that we get the value of A naught. Similarly we go for A1 value. A1 is equal to 4 D1 square. We put the value of T1 that is 30 centimeter. That value is given at 768.5 centimeters square. Then put the that is the differential here is h is equal to x sg s naught minus 1. So here we relation is used because in a differential manometer the mercury is flowing. That's why we consider as oil is in terms of that pipe. So that's why we use the relation x into s such upon s naught minus 1. So here Sg you can take 13.6 because mercury is placed and S naught is 0.9, X is 50. So we can calculate the H over here. So after this calculating H 705.5, we can use the relation that is Q because A naught is known to you. So previous value A1 A naught is known to you, H is also known to you, and CD is 0.64. So now we use the relation. So put the A naught, A1, CD, and H. We get the value of Q directly. So CD value is 0.64, 176.7 into 706.85. Put the value of A naught, A1 here same, and then root 2 into 9.81, 700.5. After that we can get the value of Q. So this is about the orifice meter. In that session, we discussed regarding the orifice duration. So basically the orifice is based on the Bernoulli's theorem. So after simplification, Bernoulli's theorem and the coefficient of contraction relation, we have proved the Q actual formula. And after that, we have discussed in this session for numericals for orifice meter. Now we move for the next phenomena, that is pitot tube. So this is next instrument we have to use for measuring the velocity of flow. Okay, so here the pitot tube is there. So pipe is bent. So that pipe bend is called as pitot tube, which is used for measuring the velocity of flow at the required point. Suppose we require at this point, so we can attach directly and we get the value of velocity. So it is based on the principle of velocity of flow at point becomes 0. So here the velocity at point, here at this point velocity is become 0, and this velocity is conversion, or velocity, or you can say kinetic energy, is converted into pressure energy. Because if you say this is piezometer, okay, so already height is p1 by rho g, p by rho g, but after this pipe bend, what will happen, this flow restrict this flow of velocity, and this convert into kinetic energy to pressure energy, and this pressure energy we gives a required height. So this is the maximum height, that means it can increase the pressure. Okay, so this phenomena is used and we have to find out the pressure, that velocity of flow. Okay, so here we consider the point number 1 and point number 2. So point 1 is at the outside and point 2 is at the inside, or you can say initialize the at a tab of this pitot tube. So pitot tube is made from glass tube and which is bent at right angles. So here the two height is there. So first height is for liquid level, and after conversion of this energy, or can say kinetic energy, it becomes the above the side, that height, that is h. Okay, so first of all we applied the Bernoulli's theorem for the section 1. So here we you implement the same relation, that is kinetic energy is converted into pressure energy. So for measuring the velocity of flow we can use here, and here we consider the point number 1 2. So actually I already discussed, the point 1 is at the outside and point 2 is at initial stage of the pitot tube, and here we implement the Bernoulli's theorem. Before that we discuss here P1 is equal to pressure at a point 1, V1 is equal to velocity at point 1, P2 is equal to pressure at point 2, V2 is equal to velocity at point 2, capital H is equal to depth of tube in a liquid, or can say liquid level, and small h, so here small h, a rise of liquid level from the free surface. Free surface means water surface. Okay, so this is about small h. Now we implement the equation for Bernoulli's. So here point number 1 and point number 2 we implement, that is Bernoulli's equation, P1 by rho g plus V1 square by 2g plus Z1 equal to P2 by rho g plus V2 square by 2g plus Z2. So after putting this Z1 Z2 same, because which is at same level, so that's why Z1 Z2 is same, so you can negate it here. And V2 is equal to 0. Why? Because V2 equal to 0, because whenever the liquid reaches at point number 2, this point velocity is 0 and it convert into pressure energy. That means kinetic energy is converted into pressure energy. That's why we have to consider here V2 is equal to 0. So after putting this value, then P1 by rho g is equal to h. So if you point 1 is there, so in previous, that's here. So suppose the point number 1 is at the initial level, so that time it height is P1 by rho g. But after point number 2 it is reaches at that point, what will happen? This point convert into maximum height. Okay, that is height means P1 by rho g plus V2 square by 2g. So this is called as capital H plus h. Okay, capital H plus small h. So this P1 by rho g we can put it into this equation. P2 by rho g we can put it in this, Z1 Z2 we can cancel out, and V2 we can take 0, and after that we can solution, we get the value of theoretical velocity. Okay, so capital H, P1 by rho g is capital H, V1 square root of g as it is, Z1 is Z2 is cancelled out, P2 by rho g, instead of we can write P1 by rho g or V2 square by rho g, we can write as a capital H. So this is capital H plus small h. So this is a P1 by rho g, and any that increase the height with the help of this tube, that's why I can take small h. So this capital H plus h, because divided with 0.2, capital H plus small h you can put over here, then small capital H we can cancel out, and then small h is equal to V1 square by 2g, then V1 is equal to 2g square root, you can take V1 is equal to square root of 2gh. So this is about theoretical velocity. So Cv is equal to V1 actual upon V theoretical. So already we discussed that coefficient of velocity. So coefficient of velocity is equal to V1 actual upon V1 theoretical. So Cv is the coefficient of pitot tube. V1 actual. So actually V1 actual is equal to Cv into V1 theoretical. So V1 theoretical is equal to root 2 GH. So after that we can put the V1 theoretical as it is, and then we can get the value of V actual. That is why Cv root 2 GH. And this is the velocity at point 1, at any point. So if you put this value, we will get the velocity. Now we have to find out the velocity of flow the pipe by pitot tube, and the following arrangements can adopted. Okay, so here we can implement with the piezometer tube over here, and this is a pitot tube. So here we can measure the pressure, and here also we can measure the pressure. Okay, so this is about the arrangement. So here piezometer tube is there. So here second arrangement is pitot tube is connected with piezometer tube as shown in figure. So like this we can attach. Otherwise we can attach here the, that is the spiral shape, or can say this W shape is there for differential to manometer can attach. So differential manometer is here, mercury is there, and here second liquid also there, this is water. Okay, so after that we can get the value of x, and then we can get the value of velocity of flow. So this is the different arrangements made by the with the help of pitot tube. Now we will discuss regarding the problem number 1 with the pitot tube. So here find the velocity of flow of oil through a pipe when the difference of mercury level in the U2 manometer is connected to tapping between 100 mm. So 100 mm is there. Take the coefficient of pitot tube is, that is pitot tube coefficient means CV, that is 0.98. Specific rate of oil is 0.8. So 100 mm. So 0.1 meter is can consider here. That is difference between the tappings. That is X. S naught is 0.8. Sg is equal to 13.6. CV is equal to 0.98. So we can consider here given data first. Now we go for differential pressure head, that is H equal to X upon S naught minus 1, because here mercury is used with the law of pressure, that is differential manometer. So that's why I can use this relation and find out the H. So H instead of X we can write zero point 0.1. Sg is 0.8 because flowing fluid is that 0.8 on S naught. Sg means specific rate of heavier liquid 13.6 because mercury is given to you 13.6 minus 1. So H is equal to 1.6. So after solution, we get the H. The next value, that is velocity of flow, that is actual velocity, CV into root 2 GH. CV is 0.98, the H is 1.6. So after calculation, velocity of flow is about 5.49 meter per second. So this is regarding the problem number 1. Okay. So this is the velocity of flow. So always remember that venturi and orifice is used for to measure the rate of flow, and pitot tube is used for measuring the velocity of flow. Okay, so this is basic difference, and the construction difference between orifice and venturi is different because venturimeter is having 3 cross sectional area, and it is also difficult to manufacture. But in case of orifice meter, it is simply manufacturing, only we have to create a small sharp edged hole. That's why it creates a approximate value for discharge. So mostly the venturimeter is used for measuring the rate of flow. Okay, so this is about the differentiation, or I can say practical applications of venturi, that Bernoulli's theorem. Thank you. So in next lecture we will discuss regarding the problems